Welcome everyone. My name is Katrin Boadionga. I'm the Director of Marketing here at Moving Image. I'm now in the communication industry for more than 15 years, and I'm responsible for our communication and content strategies. And part of that is also consulting and educating customers on digital communication strategy and how to successfully use video for enterprise communication. And today I'm hoping to share some of this knowledge with you today. So now I just quickly need to push this here a little bit so I can see everything. So let me go back on the right screen. So here you can see the agenda and what we want to talk about today. So the first point is why video? So why is video the perfect medium for enterprise communication? Why is it not just a nice to have anymore, but rather a must have these days? In the second part, I want to talk about how to use videos for corporate learning and collaboration. And I will show you some nice examples here. Then the third point is actually then what if you have loads of videos, then how can you really ensure that the videos can be easily and effectively managed and that everyone in the company, across the whole company, can work with it. And then in my last part, I would like to talk about automation and artificial intelligence, how much you can already automate those, what's already possible, and a quick outlook, what's coming next in this area. So, but before we dive right into the topic, just a couple of words about Moving Image, just really quickly. So we've been founded in 2009. We have around 100 employees and we have offices in the US and in Japan. Our headquarters though are located in Berlin. That's where the nice image was from, you can see at the beginning. And that's also where all of our development takes place. So we are a leading provider for enterprise video, and we're also recognized, for example, by the leading analyst Gartner. What does that mean actually? That actually means we cover all video use cases for companies, within companies, whether it's live or on demand. And one of those use cases is corporate learning and social collaboration, which we will talk about in this session. So now again, this is just really quickly an overview of our customers as a little reference. Interesting here is that this is really across all verticals and across all industries. But now let's go straight into the topic. So why video? So let's go back to 2005. Here you can see kind of the big bang of the video revolution, because on the 23rd of April in 2005, one of the founders of YouTube uploaded the first video, and it had the nice title, Me at the Zoo. And that was all the video was about. It was 18 seconds about him at the zoo. But it's actually those kind of videos that YouTube became famous. And this is yeah, so just a couple of statistics here on the side. You have 500, or there are about 500 hours video content uploads per minute. And that is about 1 billion video minutes that are watched per day. So just as a couple of figures here. So this is really where video started, and this is now, and now video is like everywhere in our daily life, and this is also how it should be in companies and enterprises. So this is also one of the videos you can find on YouTube. This is a nice example that explains my video is so effective and so easy to understand, because as you can see, on the left you have the booklet and on the right you have the video. Of course, you could go through the booklet and have a look how you can solve this magic cube, but then you could also watch the video, and you can see 30 million people or watches did the video get, and that's just 2 minutes, and the booklet would probably take you about, I don't know, an hour to read. And also, if you just have a look how much people actually remember after 3 days of having a look at the content, if you look at content like a booklet or something, so it's only text-based, you will remember 10% of this content after 3 days. If you have audiovisual, if you have visual parts there as well, so like graphics or something, it goes up to 65%. But if you then take videos, after 3 days, you actually remember 90%. And I mean, we all know that, but it's sometimes, again, important to remind yourself that there is a big difference. And we all, you know, we've seen or we've gone through loads of manuals how to set up something, I don't know, a wardrobe, something from IKEA or whatever. Watching it in a video is just so easy, and it makes far more sense. Yes. Yeah, just a quick side note, I forgot, videos in social media are 12 times more often shared than text or images. Just as a quick reminder, if you want to use video for social sharing as well, that's important to think of as well. Then there is another evolution that's going on in the video area, and that is how you actually produce those videos. Again, a little comparison here. On the left side, you can see how the setup was 10 years ago. So you really, it was a classic setup. You had 3 people or more, one holding the big camera, then an editor, someone for the sound. And on the right, you can see how the trend is going, where the trend is going, or how it's already been used. So everyone or almost all of us have a good camera in their pocket, and it's really easy to record a video and share it. And with this simplification, I would say there's a second very important fact that you need to think of when you talk about videos or when you think about videos, and that is the cost part. So here you can see actually there's a lot of going on when you only look at the costs. So the cost for producing videos, as I've just shown, has gone down quite a lot. And this needs to be considered when you think about creating content in companies, because on this slide you can see an overview of how the costs have actually gone down for video production. But for text production, for example, it has stayed more or less the same. And now video is easier and more cost effective than, for example, text production. Yes, most people have a good HD camera in their pocket, and it's really easy to create those videos. And a nice example I like to use here is actually from one of our customers. They are a large car manufacturer, and they are now using videos in their garage. So in the past, the employees that worked on a car that was broken or something, once they were done with the whole process, they had to write a little script. They had to write what was wrong, what didn't work, and how have they fixed it. Now, they are not doing that anymore. They are actually taking a quick video. So they are recording it, which takes about a minute. And the important fact here is because they are then sending it to others. So in the past, they send the text document and they describe, for example, well, the engine is making noise, like a funny noise, but then no one really knew what is the funny noise. But now when they just record it, everyone knows how the engine really sounds. And it only takes 2 minutes. So you have on the one side text production of about 15 minutes and video production of about 2 minutes. So clearly, this shows how it has gone down. And that also explains this slide here, for example. So 10 years ago, when we started with video, those were like the most common use cases for video in enterprises. So one was, of course, product and brand. Again, the picture I just showed you really matches that. So it was like marketing and brand campaigns that had the support from video. It did cost like thousands of euros to create such videos, and now it's just not that the case anymore. And also quite early on, enterprises started with live video for investor relations, for example. But if you have a look at it right now, really everyone should be using video in the whole company. So it's not just branding anymore, but you can use it especially for internal communication very, very well. We've seen a shift to using video for internal communications in the recent year, and I would say 75% of our customers are using it for the internal communication. So if it is for corporate learning or for social intranet, there are so many use cases for this. And here, for those, it is really important that you, for example, don't use YouTube anymore, so that you don't really want your internal meetings to end up on YouTube or your confidential material. So this is why it is important to think how you actually want to manage your videos and share your videos. Yes, so, and one of the newest use cases really is video documentation and maintenance. You can see that here on this slide. This is really goes in the same direction as I just explained with our car manufacturer. This is quite new, but really there's so much more coming up for video in enterprises, and that it's really, really exciting. So, but now let's let's go back to our use cases. So corporate learning and social collaboration. Let's start with the first one. So I've already spoken about why video is so effective, and if you use video for corporate learning, you can actually benefit from quite a few factors. First one, for example, is onboarding. Sorry. We all know onboarding is quite a complex task, and usually new employees get a first training when they arrive, and they get all the content at once, or all the information at once. By the end of the orientation week, they, to be fair, have forgotten half of it. But if you now have a video library explaining workflows and processes, employees can rewatch it. And you can make it bite-sized and help them, for example, with other related videos. And this is not just I'm talking about, but also research shows that this not only minimizes training time, but it also boosts employee satisfaction, because they can have a look at it when they need the information, so they know, oh, there was something on this topic, I've seen it, but I can't remember it. How can I get it, the information? And if they have a video that explains them in a bite-sized content piece, that's perfect. And to be fair, that's not only nice for new employees, but also a nice refresher for existing employees. For example, if they want to have a look at again, how do I do my expense claim, or how can I create a help desk ticket? Another factor that is very important is knowledge retention. Again, it's the same story as the magic cube I've shown you earlier. It is proven that you can increase knowledge retention by up to 50% compared to in-class training. And that, I think, is a quite impressive number here. But not only training and e-learning are part of corporate learning. Also consider all your lesson learned workshops, your lunch and learn sessions, your enterprise social network, your bar camps and everything. There are so much occasions where you can share knowledge or share training within the company that you should consider recording these all the times, because then you can, once you have it recorded, you can share it with other colleagues. Or the really important fact that I want to mention again is that people can re-watch it. That is very, very important. So now I'm going to show you one of our onboarding videos so that you get a picture of what I'm talking about. And now I just need to see how I can share it with you, because actually not YouTube, GoToWebinar is one of the examples where you see it is not working with video. Let me see. So I hope this works now. I just need to push it to the other side here, and then it should start. And yeah, just waiting for GoToWebinar to load here. And there we go. I'm gonna click play, and then you can
We are now over 80 employees and continue to grow. And as often the case, little groups are formed. The computer scientists hang out with computer scientists, marketing people with marketing people, and management, well, exactly, with management. We thought we would break through these isolated circles and mix different employees up together. And that's why we created the Essence Carousel. This means that once a month, we go out to lunch together with new teams picked at random every month. We have a ton of good dining options around.
Das ist ein italienischer Bistro. Wir machen Pizza, Salat und Nudeln.
Wie oft sind wir ungefähr hier?
Ihr seid fast dreimal in der Woche. Also das ist ein sehr, sehr gutes Zeichen für uns. Und das hat auch was zu bedeuten. Ihr seid VIP-Gäste.
This is how we conquer our gastronomic surroundings while getting to know people from other departments better. And this is our Essence Carousel.
So I hope you can hear me again and you can see my screen again. So let me just get this out of the way here now. So, yeah, so this is actually a video.
Kathleen, I think that the video is still shown. Have you?
Still?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe could you stop the screen sharing for a moment and launch it again with the slides?
Ah, yeah, I see the problem here. Bildschirm. Is it coming up? Now you can only see something blue, right? So now back online.
That works fine. Yes, perfect.
Okay, so yeah, so this is a video that new employees can have a look. We have a library with videos for new starters, and this is one part of it. Interesting with that one is actually the employee generated content again, because I would say 3/4 of that video were done with content that we got from our own employees that they are taking. So really, again, the cost for producing that videos was not very high. We had just a speaker then at the end, but the content itself we got quite easily from our own employees. I actually have a second video example straight away. This is a video we did for the Berliner Stadtreinigung. It is a bit aged, but they are actually using it today. They are still using it. They also have a video library, and they are using it for their onboarding. So let's go, hold on, no. That's not what I wanted. Hold on a second. Next page. Weiter. Nope, sorry. Let me see if I can find the video straight away. Berliner Stadtreinigung. Here we go. Yes, it's coming up my end, so you should be able to see it as well. Let's get started.
Was war das Schlimmste, was Ihnen passiert ist?
Ich glaube, einen Finger geschnitten hat sich schon mal jeder Koch.
Das ist ein Job, in dem schon Blut fließt.
Ja, kann man so schon beschreiben.
Okay. Der Kollege hat doch sicher mal Feuer.
Ach, was rauchen?
Nee, das geht gar nicht.
Aber er hat gerade gesucht, ne?
Nee, gibt's nicht.
Nee?
Nein.
Also ein bisschen so wie beim Kartoffelpüree einfach mal.
Nein.
Merkt man das bei diesen Mengen von Essen, wenn da so ein bisschen
Das
Asche?
würde man merken, ja.
Welches Essen ist denn heute vergeigt? Das kann man heute nicht mehr anbieten.
Du gehst aus der Küche raus mit der Zigarette.
Flüssigkeiten, Öl oder Speisereste sollte ich sofort entfernen, wenn sie mir irgendwo auffallen.
Wie trage ich denn so, dass ich meinen Rücken schone?
Schön hoch, schön hoch. Und mit dem Knie in den Kasten abstützen und hier rauf.
Es gibt ja nichts, was die Leute lieber mögen, als beim Essen gefilmt zu werden. Die Gelegenheit wollen wir beim Shop verpacken. Macht man sich eigentlich bewusst, dass es ein gefährlicher Job ist, dass die Jungs und Mädels da hinten so mit heißem Fett und scharfen Messern hantieren, damit wir unser Essen jeden Tag auf dem Tisch haben? Vielleicht applaudieren wir einfach alle mal ganz kurz für die Kantinenmitarbeiter.
So I think, Katrin,
Yeah,
perfect.
yes.
You unmuted yourself again.
Yes, so let's try again that you can see my presentation. And I'm gonna go straight to the, no, there we. So interesting with that video actually was that it's not only, you know, office topics you can or you should have as corporate learning content, but you know, also where people are not in an office. You can really get the dry content and make it a little bit funny. You make it more engaging, include other departments there as well, I think is the message here. And with that, we come to, hold on, that was too fast. With that, I wanna talk about the next top use case, I would say, and that is social collaboration. As I mentioned before, social collaboration has also to do with corporate learning, but here really the social aspect has a more important focus. So employees are used to use video, Facebook, YouTube, you've seen it. Now you need to make sure that they can also use it within your enterprise. give them the opportunity to easily share videos. And really the important word here is easily. And not only corporate videos, as I mentioned, but the employee generated content needs to be, or what needs to be is maybe the wrong word, but take the opportunity so that people can share this content as well. This is not only important for employee engagement, but again, retention rates will go up. So studies indicate that employee turnover rate can be reduced by up to 50% when you use effective collaboration in the company. And of course, as you see in the text, remote teams can collaborate and communicate in a modern and secure environment. You can foster transparency and nurture an inclusive work culture here. This is one example for one of our most internally used videos. Actually, this is just a picture though, but our help desk got this question so often: how can I set up my phone? That they created a 2-minute tutorial on this. It's now also available in our video library, and people can now do it themselves. So this not only shows, how easy again it is, but that video is really helpful here. It saves costs, and you really just need to make sure now that people can actually find this kind of content. I have another video just coming up, but before I show it, I would just want to quickly say this is a video we've done together with DHL. The video itself we made to apply for an award, so it is a little bit different than the others, but I think it's still very interesting to see how video can help social collaboration. So now again, same story. Let me see, DHL, and it should be coming up now. So here we go.
Hello, my name is Daniel from Comms.
And I am Tim from IT Demand.
And we both have been working on the My Video platform for the past couple of months. And this is the platform.
So I hope you can hear me again. Let's switch back to the presentation. Yes, so what I really liked about this project here as well is they've done a video management project. So that means that actually the top management recorded short videos, so short video messages for the employees to tell them how actually their daily work looks like. And in that video, they had to nominate 5 other managers to do the same. So, and actually you've seen it in the video, sometimes something went wrong in the video, but they still showed it. So really to have that human side to the management as well was really well received within the employees. And it was really nice to show employees how the management is working and to create a common vision, and as we say in Germany, create a Wir-Gefühl. So that was really, really nice. So how can I get back to my slide here so that it moves? So here we go. Now a couple of things that are important. I have to, again, sorry here, push that away here. A couple of things that I think are really important when it comes to social collaboration. You really need to make sure that it's not just a video library somewhere. You need to make it easy for employees to work with it to really enable true collaboration. And the points you see here, they are all important, but for me, the most important ones are actually related videos and favorites, for example, so that you can foster engagement, make it personalized, so people can, or employees can have their favorite videos, and depending on what they've seen, or depending on the content they've seen in the video, they get recommendations what also could be interesting. Sharing, as I said, really important. They should not change the application, for example, when they use video. So as you've seen here in GoToWebinar, that's really not how it should be. We had to upload the video up front. It had to be on someone's computer, and it is not really easy to integrate video here. And that's really an example how it shouldn't be. It should be in your social collaboration tool that you are using. People should not have to switch the application here. And rating and comments are also very important, in my opinion. Giving them the opportunity, engage with the content, and also giving feedback so that actually you get feedback. Is the content relevant? Is it what the people are looking for or not? I know some companies are always a bit scared about commenting, but there are actually different options. So you can monitor those comments, you don't have to monitor it. Or there are even, I will show that later in the presentation as well, with artificial intelligence, there are now possibilities to monitor comments as well, so that you have an automation here as well, and not an editor needs to have a look at every comment and approve it before it goes live. Yes, with that, I want to go through to the next use case, which is live streaming. I've already mentioned it a bit, but for me, that's a very important pillar for corporate communication as well. And taking the opportunity to organize live meetings, town halls, company updates, and share that live as it is with all employees is really important, because they feel involved, they feel like they are important as well, even if they're remote somewhere. You can engage them with Q&As, they can see what's happening live there, and you can record it so that people can watch it on demand as well. Again, the factor here, rewatching something is quite important as well. And something that you also should consider here is having it in multiple languages. So again, if you're a worldwide enterprise, wouldn't it be fantastic if you have the presentation always in the right language, so that you have it not only in German, but also, for example, in French and in English. And another video, I hope you don't mind because I'm showing so many videos, but we love video, and that's what we also want to share with you here. So the next video is showing what we are doing with Volkswagen and how we delivered their first live stream event. So again, same procedure. I have to switch. Let's see, Bildschirm. This one here, I think it is right now. Let's see. Coming up, here we go. So I hope you can hear me again. So yeah, this showed that what we've done for Volkswagen, and also mentioned a couple of technical requirements that you definitely should think of when you host live streams. So for example, what happens with my intranet if all of a sudden thousands of employees are watching the same video? So you need to make sure, or then in this case, we had to make sure, or we helped Volkswagen to make sure that the intranet didn't crash, for example. So now we have seen loads of video use cases. And what happens now with so many videos? So what you really don't want to have is that the videos end up on some memory sticks, on some laptops all across your organization. So on this slide, you can see a couple of aspects that I think you need to consider when working with video. So the first is, and really important, the videos should be stored on a central platform so that the whole company, also that all videos of a company are on one platform. So you first of all don't create silos between departments, but you also make sure that you can establish working video workflows. So for example, for different approval processes, for example, for communications or branding purposes, nearly all companies, someone from that department is having a look at the video before it really gets approved. So really, you need to make sure that you have a working workflow here. Another really important aspect as well is security. As you know, this is for internal videos. You really want to make sure what is internal stays internal, and you will also most likely have the case that some of the videos should not be available for all. So some videos are just department related, for example, or some of the CEO communication should really not be seen from everyone. So security, rights and roles are of utmost importance here. And then, of course, I've mentioned it a couple of times now, but using video should be easy and as people are used to it. So you need to make sure that the videos can be shared and viewed anytime, anywhere, on all the devices you have in your intranet, everywhere really. Especially in corporate learning and social collaboration environments, you should also think about additional features, for example, chapters, subtitle functions, as well as, for example, PDF attachments. So if you explain something, that you can also have additional presentations for videos. That is very important. And I think it's really important. A lot of people are not thinking about this, but really using video across all your applications. So you have different, so for example, you have your SharePoint, which you are using as your intranet, but you also have a learning platform, for example, Moodle. So you really shouldn't have two different applications for video here. So you should be able to integrate those video right within the application. And that it really makes it easy to work with video, so as easy as possible. Yes, so that is I think are some of the really key points when you think about video management and sharing. Now I have to hurry up a little bit, I see. What about AI and video workflows? I've mentioned it a couple of times now. Video production is getting easier and cheaper. And one way to automate even more and to reduce costs is with the help of artificial intelligence. Here you can 3 examples where AI is already used for and where it's really helpful, and that is, for example, for the perfect thumbnail. So in the past, an editor had to go through all the video content you had to make sure you find the right thumbnail, so where no one has a funny face or no one has closed eyes or something. Now this can already be done with the help of AI, and that totally makes sense when you have tons of videos. So that saves a lot of time and effort. The same applies to auto editing. For example, if you have a live stream, someone is still putting on the microphone and everything, so the recognition of parts that are not relevant and that those parts can actually be cut out automatically. That is also already possible and very helpful. The next example is for metadata, which means that keywords are automatically created based on people and objects that are shown in the video. So for example, again, the live stream, someone, a CEO was talking, and then the video puts his name, or the metadata already shows his name, for example, in the keywords. And the good thing here is as well that the AI is able to learn. So you can, for example, or every company has a specific terminology, and in pharma it is completely different than in manufacturing. Interesting here is again that the AI is able to learn your specific keywords here. Then subtitles, very interesting here as well, because actually they should already be used as a standard today, both in internal and external communication. But again, if you think of worldwide offices here, you only have to create one video, maybe with an English speaker, And then you can have subtitles for all your different offices as well. So again, it saves time. You don't have to, and money, because you don't have to create the same video a couple of times. No, sorry. Translation in language, yeah, I've covered that. So looking at the time again, automation is key. Here you can see how you can automate the whole video workflow. The top graphic shows how the workflow is itself, and then at the bottom you can see what parts are already available for automation. So if you have a look at the first upload, it's already possible that unsafe content is detected, so that you really make sure you have in your intranet really only the content you really want to show. Then it goes to transcoding, so you have the right video format in the right quality as it is expected. Metadata, I already mentioned, very important for advanced search, because if you have tons of videos, you really need to have good keywords. And this, to be fair, used to be a very manual task and something that people always didn't really do. So having that automated I think is fantastic and helps searching videos. Then what else have I? The subtitles I mentioned, translating content to 50+ languages of really utmost importance. And in the past, you had to use an agency to get this translated. Costs about 20,000, I would say, if you have 5 different languages. Now it takes up to 3 minutes with AI, and you have it not only in 5 languages, but in 50. Auto edit and video summary, that's what I also already mentioned. Just imagine you have a quick video or maybe an even longer one, and then you can have a summary of this right in your video platform. That's pretty awesome. And the recommendations I mentioned as well for publishing, so really engaging with the content, helping people to find relevant content is key here. So yeah, that's just a quick example of what I just mentioned. Just think about subtitles, for example. In the past, it used to take, you had to need an agency, costs about 20,000 euros. It was a CEO speech of, I don't know, 10 minutes. Now with AI, the time it takes is about 3 minutes, and just the power from your laptop, for example, is so it's about 10 euros. Yes, and with that, I quickly want to give time for questions. I think, what I wanted to show is really it is fun using videos. You need to really use it in your enterprise. It's not a nice to have anymore. Employees are expecting it, and it's now the task of the enterprises to make it as easy as possible for employees to work with videos. So with that, I hand it to the moderator for questions.
Yes, thank you very much, Katrin, for your presentation. I have been monitoring the questions that have been coming in through our chat tool, so I would be happy to kick off our Q&A session now. Maybe you can tell us in your experience, in which area in internal communication would you advise using videos? Meaning, where do you think it is most effective?
I think actually for nearly all aspects in internal communication, video is pretty helpful. So as I said, for example, what we are doing in our company as well as we are working in sprints. So in every 2 weeks, we are showing the results in the company, and we are recording that session so that people who are remote or who are not in the office at that day can rewatch it. So everywhere where you want to share knowledge, I think video is the perfect medium.
And does the company size play a role? So, for example, how many employees should a company have to get started with video?
That's a really good, sorry, that's a really good question, because in the past that was the case, definitely. But now I think as it is really, everyone has a smartphone, or nearly everyone, and it's so easy. I think actually even smaller companies can or should use videos. I mean, of course, if you only have like 10 employees and your IT help desk, for example, is just around the corner, that probably doesn't really make sense. But today, really, I wouldn't say it is as it was in the past. So use it as much as you can.
And from your experience with your clients, are there any user groups that videos work best for? For example, do younger members of staff use it more, or is there any reluctance with older employees with this medium video?
That's a really good point. You know, in general, one says that the generation Y is more used to videos than, for example, yeah, more older employees. But I think there is a shift here as well. Of course, you know, as Generation Y is more used to videos and they really do it on a daily basis in their private life, they also expect that in the company. And here in our company, I actually would say our IT guys, they really love video as well, because again, they are showing each other what they are doing. So they solve a problem and then they share it with video. So they can work across, you know, departments, across different offices and share knowledge here.
Okay, thank you. Then let's jump to the next questions. What are your thoughts on Microsoft Stream, or is this a competing platform of moving image?
That's a good question. Stream. So Stream, what I showed you one slide where I said it's really important that you have integration in your different platforms or in your different applications. So if you think about Stream, you can use Stream mainly for their Office products. But if you then have different applications, like for example in the learning sector, that's where Stream can't support you anymore. And the same applies to live stream actually. So Stream is very difficult to use when it comes to live stream.
Okay, and is there an overview of social intranet tools that may be used to connect with the central video management platform?
There is, I mean, it's, for example, if you take our video platform, we have an open API, so it's API driven. So we can actually enable all applications to run with video. It's a pretty easy answer here, but if you're interested in more details, please reach out to me. Here are also my contact details. I can definitely hand over some additional content on that.
Okay, great. Then we still have a few minutes, so let's just go to the next question then. What technical requirements or previous knowledge of videos are necessary in-house to be able to create these videos?
Actually, that's a nice question as well. The thing is, you don't have to have that much knowledge on video itself, because it is so easy to create those videos now. I mean, of course, it is always helpful if you have like if you're recording something or something, that you have a good microphone, that you have a script where you really think about what is the most important topic that you want to cover. Hold on, here's something ringing. So, yes, so it's really important that you have a script, that you really make sure what are my 5 main points that I want to bring across in the video itself. But I don't think that you need to have much knowledge upfront when you want to start creating videos.
Great. Then the next question is quite broad, so maybe let's see if you can actually answer this. It says, how much time or work hours do you think, or in your experience, go into making a 2-minute video, for example?
That depends a bit on the topic, I have to say. So, for example, a 2-minute video. If it is quite indeed, it is quite a broad question. But so, for example, if you want to show someone how you did something, it is actually pretty easy to do a 2-minute video, because the thing is, you just record what you're doing. So you don't need a big script or anything, because if you just really want to show how a problem is fixed within the company, for example, that's pretty easy. But then, of course, if you have a training session or something, you know, where you want to have a bit more branding experience, customer experience, that takes a bit longer. But we in the marketing team as well, we are using loads of videos. And at the beginning, of course, it takes a bit longer, but you really get used to it, how fast and easy it is to create a video. And then if, for example, you want to have subtitles or you want to cut something out, that takes a bit of time. But especially for subtitles, if you have a good video platform that already enables the automatic generation of subtitles, that's very easy as well and very, very helpful.
Good, thank you. Then maybe let's take one more question. This is regarding the AI for video workflows, the AI subtitles. How many languages are possible and how good is the accuracy already?
So for our AI subtitles features, we are using the Microsoft services, and depending on how many languages are supported by this Microsoft services, that's how many language you can get. So I think currently it's about 56 languages. And when you think about the accuracy, some languages are already very, very good, where you have accuracies with 95% or more. But that, of course, also always depends a bit on the speaker. Is he or she speaking very clear? Is it the topic more general or more specific? So there are a couple of variables to think of, but I think even if the subtitles are not 100% perfect in an enterprise environment where it goes, where you think about training videos, I think it's still very helpful to have those subtitles, because people can still understand what the video is all about, even maybe if there are 2 or 3 little errors in the translation itself.